Welcome back to the Beyond Kicks podcast. We got another jam-packed week with a ton of news to cover, from Nike making less Air Force Ones to Adidas making shoebox shoes, and even some creator drama, which will be fun to dive into. But
Yeah.
we'll get to that in a minute. But Charlie, how was your week, man? What's new?
It's been good. It's been good. I just redid my downstairs filming area. Actually, I bought
Nice.
some shelves and stuff, so I'll kind of reveal that in the next video or whatever. But it's a little different.
Yeah,
I had a bunch of shoes in the garage and I didn't want them out there anymore. And so I bought
smart.
another Billy shelf. So now I have 3 Billy shelves, like white shelves that I've always had.
Yeah.
And
Those look so good.
they look
I
good
love
and they're
those.
against the wall, and so it
Yeah.
fits perfectly. And I was gonna get shelving and stuff, but I was like, this is cheaper, it's way quicker.
Oh, it
Um,
definitely is.
so I got all that. I just got to figure out how to arrange them. But yeah, no. So I got that, and then yeah, just been doing that, and that's about it.
Nothing crazy?
Nothing
Been
crazy.
been
Cool
working
eBay
on any
promotional the other day, which is pretty cool. So it's always fun
with
working with
who?
them. I like
Sorry, I was
eBay.
talking.
What was that?
Yeah. I was just asking who the promotion was with. I missed it because I was talking too
eBay.
much.
Yep.
That's sick. That's awesome.
Yeah.
When is
Um.
you're dropping a YouTube video, right? Or did that already go live and I missed it?
I have not posted that yet. Cinnamon Toast Crunch Crocs special unboxing.
Yeah, dude.
Pretty cool.
I'm
So
excited to see that. I'm excited, man.
it was. I mean, it was something slight. It was fun. It was more fun to do it and just got to get back at the filming YouTube videos. So it's good
That's
to get
hard.
back at it.
It's so much more effort to do YouTube,
It's just
but
a
it's so
different
much more
game.
rewarding. Yeah, it's just completely different. But any other videos you're working on currently? Any fun little
Well, I
projects?
got a couple of pretty cool pairs in that I can show you.
Please.
So continuing on the theme of the shoes behind me,
Uh-huh.
I got 2 pairs of Anthony Edwards AE1's coming up. First of all, we have the Corals.
Ugh, I want those so bad.
They're sweet. I like them a lot. It's an early pair. I don't know when they drop. It's still, I think,
I
like
don't know either. Mid-April,
April
probably.
5th or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, Corals, super cool pair. It's going to be basically a general release like the other ones.
Mhm.
And then I also got in a pair that's extremely limited.
Okay. You piqued my
That's
interest.
been going around recently. And that is the McDonald's pair.
Oh, no way.
I got them. I got them. Shout out Champ
That's tight.
Sports. Champ Sports is insane for this.
I didn't think they would get those unless it's more
There's
like a,
not a lot of pairs of them.
yeah.
So it's, from what I know, I don't know entire stock numbers, but I know Champs had 90 pairs. 90
Wow.
total. And
Dang.
they're insane. They got me a pair, which is insane. But the details on this pair, I'm excited to do a video. They
Oh, for sure.
It's half and half, which is super cool. It's by far my favorite pair yet. Yellow on the back, kind of an early review here. We got iridescent red on the left pair and like a purplish
That's
blue
clean.
on the right pair. And then there is yellow laces that come with it. On the lace tips of the white laces that you get, it actually says McDonald's, which is pretty cool.
Oh,
Little
okay.
extra of, little spice there. The insole, this is like the first time I'm looking at them too.
Yeah.
McDonald's themed insole.
Dude, they went all out. That's actually kind of crazy. I like it.
Get this out here. Okay, so this insole is insane. McDonald's logo.
Nice.
You even got a little McFlurry on there. And then McDonald's logo on the back. And then a little star with McDonald's logo on the tongue, which is pretty cool.
That's tight.
Translucent outsole with some more stars. So hyped about those. Super hyped about those. That pair is going to be tough to get. I know that, especially being a Foot Locker exclusive, which Foot Locker and Champs are one and the same essentially.
Yeah.
But I know they're only releasing at Foot Locker, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, they drop tomorrow. So
I did not know that. Fun
either
fact.
I think it's, let me look here. Yeah, Friday. They dropped the 29th. So
Let's go.
and then continuing on the AE bandwagon, I got a pair of AE1's signed this weekend too. So
I
pretty
forgot
cool there.
about that.
Yep.
That was really cool. Which pair did he sign?
I bought another pair of the I'm gonna like have way too many pairs of Anthony Edwards, but I bought another pair of the All-Star, so I had a crispy pair because I wore my pair a bunch. So
Yeah,
I gotta
that's
find a
a
cool
sick
place to
case
display them
piece.
now. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
you're
been
getting a whole collection of signed shoes.
yeah. So
You're building your little arsenal.
I have those. I have the Jeff Staple dunks. I have the neck face dunks. And then the next pair I really want to get, I think that's it. And then the next pair that I really want to get signed is those Justin Jefferson PEs that Andy gifted me. I think that would be super cool if I could get those signed. I'm not a big autograph guy either. I do have that Karl Anthony Towns All-Star jersey too that kind of just happened, which I still got to get that framed and stuff. But I used to be super into autographs when I was a kid, and now I don't know, it's a little different when you grow up a little bit, and I think it's really cool. My thing is sneakers, and so if I get into another expensive hobby, then I just can't afford it. So, but I think certain autographs are really cool, like Anthony Edwards with all the releases and the promotion behind the pairs, and just how much I love watching him, young star, and everything about him. I was like, that should be kind of cool, like just to have one of these pairs signed. So,
dude, and like getting sneakers signed is so cool too, because that's like them. It's either like something they created and they're signing off on it, or it's like, the brand designed
it's a different level
for them. Yeah. Like it's cooler than like, not, I don't want to say it's cooler than a jersey, but it's like they didn't make the jersey. It's just
agree.
like,
I completely agree. I think it would be really cool to get the Harden sign too, the green ones, because I really like those. But yeah, I think like the neck face and the staple dunks, like they're not like super famous people. Jeff Staple is like pretty well-known creator and designer and stuff, but he's not like a athlete. Like general public probably doesn't know who Jeff Staple is. So it's cool to get those signed because they're the actual creators of the shoe. All the pigeon dunks, all the New York pairs, the London pair, like Jeff Staple's like the man for SBs. And then the neck faces, I was going to get the pair. It was the week they dropped. He was at a sneaker con in the Bay Area, and it just worked out. Really cool guy. So,
seriously.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's exciting. Very exciting stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
what about you, man? Any new pickups or anything?
As far as pickups go, I forgot about these, so I had to run and grab them. But it's been out a little bit, but Adidas sent me I think it's the clay Harden Volume 8s. This is my favorite colorway. I think they're just so clean, and I love that just like nice orange hit. So those are sick. It's like the third pair of those I have. Finally, they sent me my correct size, and it's so funny because like this was the size and pair they were supposed to send me at the very beginning, but they just kept sending me random sizes in all different colors. A 12 in the all white pair.
Okay.
Which drops, I think, like next week or something like that, maybe the 1st. And then a 10, I think, in the green pair. So I'm
gotcha.
I'm stacked up in all sizes, apparently.
You should do a little giveaway or something.
I know. I keep wanting to do that. I just don't know how I want to structure it, and I just hate most giveaways because it's always just like,
do it super simple.
Me.
That's me and Al Baker just did that. Artwork. It worked out super well. We did 2 weeks. Leave a comment, follow us both. That's it. If it's simple, then you get a lot of people in it. You're not going to get a bump, followers, or engagement. Really, it doesn't. Yeah. I mean, that just doesn't work anymore. Maybe in like 2008, but it just doesn't work. It's more like it's just kind of fun to do. And then the person that wins it, it's like this guy was super pumped about the artwork and one in his office, like. Super cool idea. So if you gave like you got to be like a size 10 or 12 to enter the giveaway.
I know. That's the only thing. It's like I have to do one of the pairs that they sent me a wrong size in, or like something like that. Because 9.5s, it's like it's kind of hard, or a harder size, I guess, to give away. Because
a 10's a good size. It's pretty middle
10,
of the
11.
line.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
So. Corals, sweet. What else?
I got these random Jordan 1s in. They have this
Mm-hmm.
kind of like wingtip design on the toe.
Mm-hmm. New age
Little
Jordan
like
Low.
like dress shoe laces. They're fine. Like the material is just what they would always use on a Jordan 1 low, so it's not special. So I'm like, why would you put all this thought and detail into a shoe and be like, and still using the crap leather? It drives me crazy, but is what it is. And then the Nerfs. Finally got those bad boys in.
Ooh,
These are clean. These
those
are really
are
clean.
Give us a
Yeah.
little early review of those.
I actually, LJ just dropped these off not too long ago. I haven't even really had a chance to look at them. It does say Nerf on the little toe or tongue tag, KD35 on the other. Pretty sick. Nerf
So
on the
sick.
insoles, same design. I actually didn't even notice this, but like the whole inside is like this paint splatter
Oh yeah.
kind of ordeal. It's cool. Like this is a shoe that wasn't on my radar when it came out back in the day because basketball shoes weren't really on my radar as
Well,
much.
I
But
remember when they came out, they had the special box with the Nerf ball and the Nerf mini hoop and the
yeah,
Nerf shoes, and
yeah,
I always wanted that. I thought it was super cool.
it's gnarly. But there's just like so many paint splatter details all over it. Like it's a cool shoe, and those are gonna be, I'm sure, high up on everyone's list from what I've
Those and the
seen.
Galaxy KDs were a big one this year for the
Yeah,
retros at KDs, which has been fun.
100%. They're going hard. Retro KDs and the Kobe's, like that's what they're putting all the eggs in that basket. But outside of that, I it's weird. I'm like waiting for, I swear, probably 12 shoes from all different brands to just show up sometime this week. Like I'm getting, what is it?
Wow.
JD Sports is sending out their, it's like a festival pack for New Balance. It's like a
I just got that too.
2002R. Yeah, they look cool. It's like the 2002R and the 9060, I think.
I
So I'm
didn't
like,
even see them.
yeah, they look pretty good. The colors are way better than I thought they were gonna be because when they first told me, they're like, "We want to send you our new festival pack," and I was like, "That sounds fun." Like I thought it was gonna be really loud colors, but they're actually like, if you know, like the other colorway to these, like the Ronnie Feig, Frank Lloyd Wright's, it's like that. Yeah, see, it's that red, that green, those like pale pinks. Like I think it's a pretty nice looking shoe. So I'm excited to actually check them out. Who else is sending me
Yeah,
something?
I had to. He shot me a text today, and I had to
Yeah.
be like, "Hey, I'll give you a story shout out, but like I'm pretty linked in with Chance. Like I'm loyal." He's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's fine. Like I just wanted you to have the pair." Like I was like, "Sweet. Like I'll wear them." But Chance has my heart.
I know. And I don't blame you. They're treating you better than they treat their own, I'm sure. It's hilarious.
Mutual. I love them.
Uh,
It's a mutual relationship. Win-win for
oh,
us.
for sure. For
What else you
sure.
got coming?
Let's see. A designer shoe,
Really?
which I don't know what it is, but I don't even know how I followed this guy, but apparently he used to be one of the design guys at New Balance and Versace, and now he's like the creative director for, is it Amiri? The like AMIRI.
Yep.
Yeah. So I commented on some sneaker that he posted, he designed the other day, and he was like, "Yo, what's your size? What's your address? I'll send you some." And I was like, "Okay, I guess
Do you
I'll."
know what the model is?
I have no idea, like zero
American
clue.
shoes.
But they retail for like 700-800 bucks, like all of them. So I'm like, this will be interesting to kind of see how that's perceived. Um, Crocs hit me up. They're sending me some sort of sneaker that they're doing. So
Really?
I'm curious. Yeah. Yeah, it's like one of those kind of chunkier, like that shoe maybe on the far right. It's some sort of like runner, I think, that I commented
gotcha.
on.
Okay.
Yeah. So something along those lines, but I think it's pretty sick. But then yeah,
Croc
Crocs
shoe?
sending me something. I don't know what, but I guess we'll wait and see. I've seen like a few Crocs sneakers like photos going around, so it's probably one of those. Unless it's the Salehis, which that would be really cool.
Dude, if you get the Salehis, I don't even know what I'm
Wouldn't that
gonna
be
do.
crazy?
I hope they
I'd
send
be
you a size 11, and then you're like, oh, damn, I can't wear it. I gotta send
ah
them to Charlie.
nuts. That would be I'd be over the moon with that. Um, Still waiting on packages from Lakai, some other Adidas stuff. I know there's something else I'm forgetting, but I don't know. So I'm kind of just in limbo mode, waiting to see what all shows up. Got to shoot
Bracing
some
for impact.
content. Yeah, I'm trying to finish up everything else, and there's still like 2 videos that I'm just apparently dragging my feet to get done that are like outside of my realm of typical review. So I'm just being lazy with it.
Are they
But
promotions or are they like something else?
it's like the Amaran video, and then
Okay.
just
Yep.
one for like the T-shirts with hours that I'm like, I'll get to it. I don't know. It's hard.
If it's not paid, there's no deadline.
That's
If there's
the
not
other
a contract, there's no deadline unless you
thing.
want to keep very good relations with them. But if it's
Exactly.
a mutual gifting thing, then we're better than most because most people just do a little story shout out. But like 99% of the stuff I get, if I like the brand, I'm gonna go over and above for them, and I know you do the same. So
Yeah. It's just the way to do it, man. You got to keep the relationships in the clear. Outside of that, last weekend, I went to Thrift Con with Mo. That was really fun. Found like 6 or 7 like vintage Braves T-shirts. Dude,
cool.
I found this one, and it was from when, I don't remember what year, but it was like the Twins versus Braves, like a big
Mo sent
T-shirt.
me a picture of it.
I think he did, but like the size was just like so off, and I was like, oh, that would be the perfect shirt for the pod. But
That would be.
spent way too much time looking over there, and then we went to the Atlanta sneaker convention for a little bit after that.
How was
It
that?
was dead. It was
Really?
dead. There was like no one there, but we showed up near the end. They're trying to rework everything now because they kind of have a deal with the Atlanta Hawks, but no one in Atlanta wants to travel to the State Farm Arena to go to a sneaker show, which I get.
Yeah.
So they're looking at different venues, like probably the one down the street from me, and that's what I'm trying to push them for because every time there's an event there, it's just slammed. And like
Yeah.
the first
it's all
2
about
Atlanta
location with
sneaker
events.
conventions, yeah, like the first 2 or 3 they had were slammed, like all vendor tables all over the place, like a sneaker con. And then just when it's with State Farm or Mercedes Benz, like it's hard to cram that many people in there because they only let you be in like the little walkway areas. And I'm like, you got to switch it up if you want people coming, man. I don't know. Then not this weekend, but next weekend is Got Soul. So I will be at Got Soul, Atlanta. Looking forward to that.
Okay.
Yep.
That'll be fun.
It's going to be a fun one. Definitely looking forward to that because I love all the guys that run Got Soul. They're all super cool.
Have you been to a God Soul?
Yeah, I've been to, I think just one, maybe the last time they were in Atlanta, and it was a blast, dude.
I
Had so much
forget
fun.
Atlanta. I mean, you get everything sneaker related there.
All the time. So I'm to the point now where I just don't go to most events. I'm just like, I don't buy anything. That's just not my style. And 9 times out of 10, they don't have what I would wear.
They don't
anyway.
have New Balances and stuff.
No.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And if they do, it's like one table, and it's just like a full size run of the most recent colorway of something. And I'm like, I don't care about all that. But what else did I do this week? Trying to knock out videos. Saw one of our comedian friends, Catherine Blanford, last night at the Laughing Skull. That was hilarious. She's so funny. We saw her like in 2019, right before COVID. She used to host this like open mic night, kind of like near where we stay. So we would just go there every Thursday. She was the host, introducing everybody, and kind of did a little set after. Then after that, she just started posting her like clips on social media of her doing her stand-up. she gained like 100,000 followers, like super fast. And I was
Wow.
like, yo, that's crazy. And now she's been on like Fallon twice. She's touring with David Spade,
Jeez.
opens for like Bert Kreischer and all these people. And I'm just like,
What's her name again?
Catherine Blanford. She's hilarious. She's taping her special in Houston, I think, in the next few days. So very excited, very proud in seeing her grow. I was like, it's cool. It's cool to see someone, like blow up and become more mainstream. So hung out with her a little bit last night. So it was fun. But outside of that, nothing too crazy, man. Nothing too
Heard some
crazy.
fun stuff go down in the sneaker Instagram community that we were kind of going back and forth about that I've been excited to talk about.
Let's dive into it, man, because that was caused a lot of drama. Caused a lot of drama.
And I talked to him a little bit today, Tyler, about it, so I'll get into that too. But
basically,
Andy, our good friend, we've had him on the podcast. Andy Dutton, sneaker photographer, teacher, puts good out into the world, basically. He's been popping off. He's at like 250,000 now on Instagram. Instagram photos, that's it. Like, he just loves his thing. It's his lane. He loves it. Very creative. He had the cool opportunity to do basically the first public release of the Oregon Air Max 1 that GOAT dropped exclusively, which I actually got a pair. I'm pretty hyped about it. They were super exclusive.
Nice.
And they loaded 3 minutes early. Shout out to Soul Savvy. They loaded 3 minutes early, and then I somehow got a pair. So those will be here on April 1st. So cool pair there. I know, I'm hyped. I saw a lot of people mad about it because they were out of stock when they were supposed to drop at like top of the hour.
Yeah.
And my order already shipped, so it's legit, which is good. So
yikes.
But he did like the exclusive photos of it. Let me pull them up. He did like an early photo shoot for them and posted it to Instagram. I'm not logged into Instagram, so I can't pull up the full image. Basically, photos went viral. They were all over the place. Nice kicks, 10,000 likes. I mean, they went popped off. I don't know what this video is. I'm going to watch that now. But it was really cool. Like, it's a big moment, like, to be exclusive. Like, that was the first images online, and he did a really good job with them. Another guy we've talked about quite a bit, Tyler Mansuro, I think is how you say it. Arab Lincoln on Instagram. He's like the OG sneaker photographer. He's done it for Kith, used to. He's done basically for 10 years. He posted to his Instagram story basically checks and balances of people that copy him, and he posted one of Andy's photos. So I immediately saw his story. He does this occasionally, and he always kind of, I don't know, there's certain things that he does, and he was very, very active during COVID and all the political stuff, and so it's kind of like, I don't know, not losing respect for somebody, but it's like, we keep everything sneakers. Like, that's just, anyone can do whatever they want, but like, if you start pushing narratives on people, that's kind of where I don't know, like, who cares, like, whatever. But lost my train of thought. But basically, yeah, he was checks and balances. Like, I'm the OG. Like, put a couple like flashy emojis, like checks and balances, like keep you in line. And then it was just a picture of Andy's photo without even tagging him, which I knew exactly who it was. Like, he just posted like a big deal. So I sent it to Seth. We kind of went back and forth. Let me get your initial thoughts on it, because I feel like we might have a little bit different opinion on it, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it.
I mean, it's just funny because I screenshotted it, and the second I screenshotted all the stories, I see a notification from you coming in, and I was like, oh, here we go. I'll just read off what all of his little slides said. So the first one was just, I have a new rule.
Do that.
Oh, yeah. He was like, I have a new rule. And then the next slide, if 5 or more people bring a photo to my attention that is biting my style, I'm calling it out. Then he says, nothing personal, just checks and balances. And then it's a screenshot of Andy's photos and then some other screenshots of people DMing him. And I don't think like the screenshots he posted of the DMs, I don't think were very flattering on his side. They were
There were
all
people
kind of
backing
like,
up Andy. One of them was
which,
JSM Customs, which they're like best buddies.
yeah, which I thought was interesting. I feel like if you were to post someone's screenshots, that you would kind of post screenshots that kind of backed up your narrative and
It
your
was
like
more of
point of
like,
view on this.
let me push the buttons on this whole story a little bit more.
Yeah, it was just interesting. Obviously, I mean, both of us, we knew right away who he was taking shots towards. But I mean, at the end of the day, I get it. Like, if someone's, I don't want to say directly biting your style, but at the end of the day, like, it's just shoelaces. Like, cool. You were kind of the OG that made sneaker photography more than just about the shoe itself. Like, you kind of just put more flair into it, which Andy does a lot of. He's very good at that.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
you
look
can,
at some of the shots he does. Like, it's not
yeah,
just laces. I think he was one of the
exactly.
first that did floating sneakers.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Like
And
he
he's
did
kind
the
of,
exclusive
he's done
Spider-Man
it
drop
all,
with Soul
dude.
Savvy. Like he's a creative of his own completely.
Yeah. And I feel like it's a little different. And also, like, Tyler's not very active anymore. You know,
No,
like, if this was 5 years ago, 3 years ago, then maybe I'd be like, all right, now you're just biting my style. But it's like, you've kind of stepped away from the space in a way. So
100%.
why not have someone else kind of fill your spot? And I don't want to say do it better, but he's pumping out way more content, very consistent, working with these big brands. It's like, hey, it's a photograph at the end of the day, dude. Like, everyone
The whole
expresses
thing really
themselves.
reminded me of the John Geiger story we were just talking about.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was hilarious, and I love drama like that. So I was like, "Oh, let's go. Where's this going to end up?" But yeah, I don't think Andy's copying him. I think he's just kind of building off the foundation because Tyler was literally the OG of doing sneaker photography. You can't expect nobody out there to kind of have a similar style, especially if you're the first person to do it. It'd be like if you were the first person to review sneakers online. Uh, Everyone's going to end up reviewing sneakers, or there's going to be people that are doing a similar thing, and probably your styles are going to overlap every now and then. Like, you can't be super petty with it. But now, if someone's doing a video and they have, like, their mic in a little baby sneaker, like, that's kind of
So let me
different.
get to that.
But
So basically, I mean, I slid up. I mean, I'm not even defending Andy, but more of the point of view of creatives where like you can't patent a create like there you go back in history like to the beginning of time, like people have copied people, taken inspiration from people like Van Gogh. I mean, you even go all the way back to like Egyptian art and like I mean, you think one person did cave drawings and then the other person did cave drawings and he's like, you can't do cave drawings. That's my thing. Like
these are mine.
do it on a woolly mammoth. Like get out of here. Like no, it's like that's literally art. Is Van Gogh took inspiration from imperialism art and then he made his own modern. Like it's like that's literally how it works. Like Andy took something like, hey, Tyler did sneaker photography. Let's say he's the first person to ever take photos of sneakers. I've taken photos of anyone can take photos of sneakers. If you put your own twist on it, you're an artist. That's that.
True.
Now, if you directly copy somebody like John Geiger took the Air Force One and put a different swoosh on it, that's copying. Now,
Yeah.
it's tricky because if you move shoelaces on a shoe, which is like a big part of the shoe, and you lay them like this, apparently it's his thing. And it's not Andy's thing.
Yeah.
Like that's that, which I don't know. Anyways, I slid up on his story and I was like, I guess nobody can call photography. I guess nobody can photograph laces like this with ever. I can't read. I guess nobody can ever photograph laces like this ever without being called out. I respect her craft, but who cares? I was the first to put a mic in a mini sneaker for a video, and now everyone does it. Can say I'd never make a post posting checks and balances about it. If somebody used my font, Seth uses the font I use. I'm not going to
Yeah.
I told you about it. Like I was like, hey, let's do this together so it's cohesive for the podcast.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Like if somebody else did sneaker news video the exact same way as I did and did a shoe mic, but put their twist on it, who cares? That's literally TikTok. That's literally short form video.
That's all it
copy
is.
each other. Like when something's working, Way of Wade lace up videos did 100 million views, and then 40 other people have done it, and now it's washed out. Who cares?
Yeah.
That's the whole game. So then he replied with, what you do and what I do are completely different worlds with all due respect. Fair enough. I make videos, you do photos. I don't care. And maybe you should have claimed it, period, the shoe mic, which I'm not going to call out every single person that's doing shoe mics and be like, this person did the shoe mic. Like I might have done it at the first one, whatever, commented, hey, I like your shoe mic. Like who cares? And what I've been developing over the past 10 plus years isn't something that I take lightly, and I refuse to let others come through and try to run off with without it being weighed in on. Who cares? Who cares? So I finally hit him back. Totally understand. Just trying to see your side on it. I know Andy really well, and what he does is very creative and puts a lot of good out in the world. He's done custom sneakers with students. He's done a whole bunch of different stuff. I wish we could patent things as creatives, but we can't. And people have been taking inspiration since the beginning of time, literally. I respect you're an OG in the sneaker photography world, and your resume speaks to that. That was that. He hasn't seen that final one. So I was talking to Andy about this too. I sent it to him right when I saw it. Andy, he said, let me go through it. He said, so he says I'm stealing his style. Haha, he's the OG, but that's a bit petty. Whatever.
Agreed.
Exactly what I thought. It's pure jealousy in my mind, blah, blah, blah. If you make a sneaker news video, I won't do this. He basically is like, exactly. There's a lot of people that take photos and make laces look like that, which is exactly what I thought. I was like, people do this. Like you go through Nike's official photography and like they tie the laces a certain way, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's like, they say never to meet your heroes. Ha ha ha. I was like, ain't that the truth? Like, and I'm not even gonna lie. When I met Anthony Edwards this past weekend, like, never even said hi. Like, just signed the shoes. Like, that was that. And that's kind of a knock, but it's like, I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, he's there to do one thing. He's just,
Yeah, I mean, I waited in line for 3 hours with my buddy, but it's like, I mean, I don't know. I like him on the court. I like his shoes. Yeah. It's okay if he's not like the perfect guy, but it's a little bit like it would have been cool if he was like, oh, this is like, what's up, man? Like, how's it going? But it's not going to do that to 500 people. And Andy, we went back and forth about that. And then he says, I was like, just makes you appreciate the ones that are really nice even more. And he says, facts. And he says, still wild he called me out like that. I see a lot of photos with that style from a variety of pages. Just odd that he has something against mine. Oh, well, ha, ha, ha. Like, Andy's not going to hold a grudge, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's just because you succeeded. Like, you did the GOAT launch. Like, it got on everyone's radar. Like, it was on Complex. It was on Nice Kicks. Like, it was a huge thing.
Yeah.
He said, exactly. I'm not going to call out anyone for taking photos. I'll have to see more people do it. Exactly our point. When somebody has a camera question, I'll tell them everything. You will too. Will texted me today. He's like, Will Bowers. He's like, what did you take this photo with? I was like, here's like my story of my Solomons. I was like, this is what I did. I sent him a screen video of the Lightroom edit. Like, who cares?
That's sick though.
And thank you. And I was like, he's like, I try not to gate things on how I set it up too. You will never see me on my page. Won't be following him anymore if that's what's going to happen. I mean, we went back and forth. It's just like, and Andy does tutorials. He does videos about, hey, I don't do anything else but take photos because I like doing it. He does stuff with his kids. Jordan Brand has sent them shoes to take photos with his kids. Like,
yeah,
he's not a nobody. This is like Michael Jordan getting mad at Anthony Edwards for doing a fadeaway jumper because he's an up and coming star. Literally, if you think about it, like, Jordan had his day. Like, it's over, man.
Yeah.
We're done with the 90s. Like, it's over. Like, where
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards is the man. Like, you got your Jordans. There's a ton of legacy there, but, like, new things on the block. Like, it's selling out. Like,
You're
I mean,
not
if I didn't
wrong at
ever come
all.
up with a perfect example, that was, like, the perfect example. But
I agree. No.
I don't know. I'm done with it. I've ranted. It pisses me off when people are like, gatekeeping is one thing that I hate. The other thing is when people are mad at other people for copying them. There's no copying. Everything's inspiration. Like this,
Yeah.
I'm sure 100 people have taken this exact photo and lined up shoes like that. I've seen this photo on stock websites. Who cares? Like
Yeah.
this, put some flowers in a flower. Like, who cares? I don't know. I'm just like, I'm tired of it. I hate people that are like that. I could do it all day. I would get so, it's basically like replying to hate comments. Like, you could do it all day, puts nothing good out in the world. Like, and then the part that really irked, I'm almost done. The part that really irked me was the screenshots of the DMs, people backing up. And
Yeah.
that's where really where it was like, so this isn't checks and balances. This isn't a nice thing. This is like, you're trying to come for Andy, and now you're putting DMs of people. Like, that's where you drew the line, because it's like, this isn't what you said it was. It's something different, and we all know that now. So
You're right.
I'm done.
It's just weird. It's just weird. But whatever.
It's frustrating.
It is. If you can't tell, a little frustrating. Take that sip. Yeah. Yep. So that's all of that. What else is there to chat about, dude? So,
well, speaking about those Air Maxes, we had Air Max Day.
We did have Air Max Day.
We saw probably the biggest drop of the day was the Air Max DNs, as well as those Oregon Duck.
Oh yeah,
Air
Maxes.
Maxes.
Got those. Yeah. They've been going hard with the Air Max DNs, though, man. Like, they dumped like really
a ton of models. That's what it was. It was a bunch of different colorways. It was like the first big release of them.
Yeah, it was like 11 pairs, and they're also doing like
my whole
the Fortnite
video
thing
for the week.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. That's funny. I'm sure. That's hilarious. Then they're doing the whole like event in Fortnite with more like Air Max stuff. There's like all the interactive billboards around all these cities, and I'm just like, yeah. What are your predictions for that model? Like, do you think it's going to be it's going to see a little bit of hype and then it's just going to fizzle out? Like, what do you think?
It's going to fizzle quick in my mind. And I like the different chambers. I reviewed them. I returned my pair. I'm not going to wear them. Like, it's either going to pick up traction and be like a Vapor Max, where it's like you see people wearing them occasionally.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think they'll go on sale for like $112.96, like the weird number they usually do. And then people will buy a couple of pairs. But 160 retails a little steep. I mean, that's kind of what we do our baseline New Balance model. And the quality's good on them. It's a cool design. But I don't know. It just doesn't have like Nike Roshi to me, where it's going to really take off like I think they wanted to, which they're doing the promotion like they wanted to. It's their next big model. It's new technology, but it's a little, I don't know. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
I find it so difficult to really get into new Nike models. And I realize this every time I'm out in public, because you see people walk by you in these like, I don't even know the names, like the Air Max 270, like the different version
Very
of that.
similar to the 270, by the way.
Yeah, but there were a few different versions of the 270 that they were trying to push really hard when I worked at Champs. And then there's like these one-off, like the Element Reacts. Like there was different versions of the Reacts that they've done.
And those got really popular for like a split second.
And I see someone walking down the street in them, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot that was like a hot shoe for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then now you don't see them anywhere. Like you can't even buy a pair in store because they just don't make them anymore. And I'm like, it's just hard for me to get behind like a very, I don't even want to say a trendy shoe, but a shoe that has like a set expiration date, where it's like, oh, if I really like this shoe, I'm not going to be able to find it again in 6 months or a year. Like, You just
That's
got to
funny
keep
too. I
trying
didn't even
different
think about
models.
like the Nike Reacts and stuff like that. Like you can't even find those.
Like there's so many different silhouettes that they've tried, and then they just kind of can after a little bit. I'm like, eh, you start to see the pattern, and this to me just looks like that shoe. Where next year, if I see someone walking in a pair of these, it's going to be really beat up. It's going to be all dusty, muddy, whatever, and I'm going to be like, oh, I forgot when they did the Air Max, and then I'm not even going to remember the name. you know, like I don't know. It's a unique design. Like it's very different, but especially with the way Nike has kind of been reducing stock numbers on different things, which kind of leads us into the next topic.
Yeah, jump right into
Um,
that.
yeah, so Nike announced that they're making less Air Force Ones, which I think
Not a big
has a
shocker.
lot of people, I don't know, confused, concerned. I don't know. I'm not a big Air Force One guy, so this doesn't really affect me. But I know there's a lot of people out there that this is like their go to shoe. So Nike had their earnings call this past weekend, and it was like the CFO, Matt Friend, said that they're managing some of their larger lifestyle franchises and performance franchises and trying to dial them back a little bit to kind of make space for all these new models and like new silhouettes that they're going to be pushing. So I don't know. I'm really curious to see like outside of the Air Force One, what other models do you think Nike's going to be kind of pulling back on if you had to guess?
I would say Jordan 1s. I would say basically the stuff
Yeah,
that's not selling like it was during COVID. I think that's
that's true.
the biggest thing. I think they're going to be basically like car manufacturers when COVID was going, they couldn't make enough of them. And then they caught up and now they're not selling as much. So now they're reducing the number, like Ford F-150s, they're making less of them because people are not paying the high price. But if you make less, then people will pay the high price. You have less overhead. You still make the same, if not more, profit. They have so many pairs of these Jordan 1s. Um,
Especially
Dunks,
the
I would
non
say Dunks are a
OG
big
like
one
Jordan
too.
1 lows. Like
Hmm.
y'all can keep those. Just like
Yeah, I
shelf
think
them,
the
dude.
stuff that's sitting that wasn't. I think the Air Force One
Yeah.
is just the start of that. Air Forces were they'll always be big.
Yeah.
I don't. I've never had a all white pair of Air Force Ones, but
I've never owned a pair of Air Force Ones. I don't That's not a
I got a
shoe I
pair of
ever
the
plan on
Ambush
owning.
Air Force Ones. I love them, but
See, those are cool. Those are cool.
the material
But
is really good on them. That's why I like them. But
for
I don't
that
know. This
pair,
doesn't surprise me. I guess it's just another like blip in the news. Like we'll get a thing in a year. Like ooh, Nike's making more Air Force Ones again, or I don't know.
everyone's gonna freak out. Like there was
Yeah,
a point I remember when I worked at Champs where they stopped. They like lowered, I guess, stock numbers or stopped, coming out with them as much. And every time we would get a shipment in of Air Force Ones, resellers would come through and be like, "Can I buy the whole box?" I'm just like, just
interesting.
whatever, dude.
I
Like,
remember they were
sure.
reselling over COVID, but then they
Yeah,
raised the retail price to basically what they were reselling for, and that market
it's just,
fluttered out. They used to be
yeah,
$90. Now they're what, 110?
I think so. Which is
Wait,
just
weren't they like
ridiculous.
$70?
I'm sure at one point, yeah, but Nike, they're just trying to get money wherever they can.
No good,
Same with the
man.
dunks, dude. They've got to dial back. They got to dial back. Anything that's like terrible quality, just dial it back.
Let me
Make
just
them better.
let me take a scroll on the sneakers app, see what's sitting quick.
I am curious.
We got the Jordan 9 Air Max 1 Royals, Jordan 3s,
That makes
the
sense.
Lunar Roams, which I thought they were going to kind of push those more. Don't think so.
Yeah,
Um, some more retro, some Dunk Low, Light Bone and Dark Stucco, the Social Status, Mac Attacks, Cortezes. We even see the Pegasus 2K5, Jordan 11s. The Neapolitans are sitting on the sneakers app.
that's
The
crazy too.
Photon Dust Dunk Lows are wow. I mean, there's a
That's a
ton of
cool
stuff.
pair
A
too.
lot
Yeah,
of dunks, a lot of even some Vomero 5s, Lunar Roams. I mean, maybe the Vomero 5 kind of fills the void a little bit.
kind of. But like that's a shoe that I just find so interesting. Like people are so into the Vomeros. I'm like
It's all right.
kind of indifferent. I've been wearing mine a lot recently because I'm just like, because we walk over to the Battery all the time and it's like a mile walk. So I'm like, I'm just going to beat up my Vomeros because I don't want to wear my nice New Balance and wear those into the ground. So I'm like,
I don't
beat
even
the
own
snot
a
out
pair
of
of
these.
Vomeros. I should get a pair.
The only reason I got them was to do a video. And then I was like, I'll keep them. They're not bad, but compared to everything else, man, like there's better stuff. Yeah, but let's dive into some of these sneaker releases, dude. We'll kind of breeze through. There really wasn't anything like super crazy, right?
Nothing big. This one was kind of cool. The LeBron 22 coming out. LeBron 20 and 21 I was a big fan of. The 20 I was a huge fan of. I wore them, the All-Star pair, a bunch. But the first image we saw of the 22 is actually a collab with Monopoly, which I want to get these because Monopoly is one of my favorite board games. Grew up playing it.
Oh, yeah.
And these are pretty cool looking. It's got an all Monopoly money upper. The swoosh is like designed into the midsole with like a silver and a green outline with the signature on the back. The design elements are really cool. It's very natural, very flowing. I like that purple upper with the tongue. What are your thoughts on these?
I like the design language. It's pretty cool. It's all pretty similar to the past releases, like shape wise, but it just kind of plays into a little more flowy.
It's the same, but it's actually quite a bit different looking.
Yeah, because the last LeBrons, I really like those. The last,
and performance wise, they're one of the more popular basketball shoes, even in the NBA too. So
for sure,
which some of the old LeBrons were not.
That's true. But the last pair kind of had the similar, not the same, but like a similar swoosh style where it was different, like it's not just a stamped on swoosh. It's a little more stylized. And I think
these remind me a lot of Giannis's Zoom Freaks, the Zoom Freak 5s.
Actually, yeah. It's very true. So we'll see. I feel like, but it's weird. Like the 21s, I don't feel like they were moving as much. Like they were always sitting, which I thought was interesting. Oh wow, yeah, that's very.
Yeah, they look identical. The swoosh does.
It's very similar. I don't know about that.
I mean, I can't knock it because Adidas does the same thing with their basketball shoes. They all look pretty similar. Yeah.
They all have the same design language, but Nike could kind of do more. I feel like have some more brand identity in it. But speaking of Nike basketball,
I was literally just going to say that same exact.
I knew you were.
Speaking of Nike basketball,
I saw it in your eyes.
You know my little cues now. That's especially if people have listened to the podcast or like watched my videos. I say the same damn stuff every time. I'm trying to figure out how to like spice up.
Same though.
You know who's really good at like speaking off the cuff? There's two people that jump to my mind. MKBHD, the tech reviewer. He does autofocus. It's a car reviewing. This is totally off topic, but he does a car reviewing series and he just does it handheld because everything else he does red camera. And he'll just talk about the car for 20 minutes. Doesn't stutter, doesn't anything. And then the other person is Jock Slade, sneaker reviewer. He does a golf show. And I saw a clip of him with like 20 people watching in the background. And he's just off the cuff, talking, doesn't stop. I'm terrible at coming up with new. I could never be like a sports announcer or something like that because like different acronyms, different adjectives, stuff like that. But speaking about Nike basketball, new book 1, the Haven colorway, all black upper, blue translucent outsole, kind of a cool swoosh.
I like this pair. They're inspired by his dog. If I'm not mistaken, I feel like I saw some photos of that a while ago. Yeah, Book got that dog in him.
Literally,
but it's a cool pair. It's definitely. I don't like the fur up top. Like I've always disliked that, but
looks like a gem like swoosh, which is cool.
It does. That swoosh is fire.
I won't be wearing these. I have the blue pair. I've yet to wear them because we just got dumped down with like a foot and a half of snow. But
true, that blue pair is my favorite though. That's just clean. A great colorway.
Something about the book 1s that I'm not a huge fan of is the toe box. It's hard to see in photos, but once you get it in, you kind of realize it. the top of the toe box with the, I don't know what
Mhm.
I can't remember the name of this part of the shoe, but this part is really skinny near the toe box
It is.
towards the
You
top of
can
the.
tell in hand. It's like kind of
It's just not very
jarring.
sturdy. In the blue pair, if you don't have that toe box stuffed, it kind of falls and it's not like stiff, which
Interesting.
I don't know. It's just not a favorite part of it, but
It's weird. I gotta try on a pair if they still have them at the mall
I'd like
down the
yeah,
street.
you'd like them.
Yeah, I think they're fun, but you know, I feel like they're kind of getting mixed reviews. But I think it's a sick looking shoe.
I mean, there's another book one coming out too, the exotic animal print. I don't know the name of
Same,
these.
same fur up top too. I think these are. Is it like the Journey or something like that? It's like
Hike. Hike.
hike.
The
Yep.
hike colorway. This is really cool to me. I like these. The fur, not a huge fan of, but it looks like it's got a snake print near the toe box, green, orange accent on the bottom, gray. It's got a whole bunch of different materials, but I like the tone of green that they used.
I agree. It's a cool pair.
I'll maybe
It's a
go
cool
for
pair.
these.
Yeah.
I
Why
don't know
not?
if I'd ever wear these, honestly, but
Yeah. It's one of the. I like the look of it, but I don't think I could pull that off. Not
140
not the
bucks.
style.
It's just, it's
It's
like
not
at
bad.
the point where it's like too much, but it's not enough where it's like, I could maybe impulse buy these.
Yeah, I feel like it's a low price for basketball shoes from
Exactly.
Nike, which I think is cool. But then you look at Adidas and they're like 120 and I'm
Can't
like,
beat
"No."
Adidas right now.
I know, man. Ugh. What do you think about these? So these are the Verdi Nike SB Ashad 2s. They're releasing alongside the SB Dunk Verdes, which is it's similar colorway. It's all these pastel, like yellow, blue, green, pinks. The Dunks have all the fur on them. These obviously don't. But would you rock these outside of Easter?
No, no, I got a pair of those eShots because you kind of influenced me on them. I ended up getting
I like them.
torched
They're
on
pretty
my
good.
last whatnot sale and sold them for like $50 or something like that. But
Yeah,
um, the model just doesn't fit my foot really well. I kind of have wide feet. I'm a little bigger, six
it's
one.
really narrow.
Yeah, it just doesn't. The toe box is really skinny, and you can't see that in photos, but when you get it in hand, you know it. I mean, it's the upper's really fitting, which is not what I thought it would be. I figured it would be kind of like an SB, but
Yeah.
colorway itself, definitely a skater shoe. Little pop, looks cool. It could look cool with like a cool skateboard under graphic, but
Oh,
I don't
that's
know.
true.
It would be. I could see a
That's
lot of people wearing these actually skating and in the summer with shorts and stuff. I think they would look cool, but
I
I don't know.
agree. They're a good skate shoe. I just skated mine for the first time the other day, and I like them. The only part that's weird is because the air unit is attached to the midsole,
Hmm.
the air like bubble you see on the outside, like it's just kind of your foot sweats and like it just fogs up,
Mm,
kind of like those eBay dunks. So it's like after you've been wearing
interesting.
them for a little bit, you kind of like look down and you're like, why is the inside of my shoe wet? This is
Yeah.
weird. Like it wasn't my favorite part, but they skate good. I like how snug they are, which is
Well, there you
kind of
go.
nice.
Good skate shoes.
Yeah, I dig them. Got to take them out for another spin soon.
All right, I'm gonna end this next one with the next story. We're gonna jump to the last one and kind of flip flop these.
Yeah,
Fear of God, Adidas. We got
yeah,
a
that's
new
their
footwear
second
collection
drop, right?
from them. I know Nick had a pair of these ones at All Star Week. Did you not? So Fear of God basketball shoes are getting some new colorways. They basically just have colored toes. One of them is the black upper with the sail midsole with a green toe box. The other one's a green toe box with a tan upper and a sail midsole. And then the black upper with a red toe box with the sail midsole. Yellow upper with a red toe box. A different model altogether. A trainer. So we got quite a few different ones.
It's decent.
The toe
They
box
dropped a
coloring.
lot of
What's your
clothing.
thoughts on that?
I think it looks really good on the black pairs. Like that
Black
black
and
and red
red.
looks really good. The black and like that green, I think also looks really good. But like when you style the shoe, like it's kind of meant to be that shoe that has a long pant that kind of drapes over most of it. So you really only see like the midsole, the top of the foot, like parts of it. And I think it's a great looking shoe when you wear it like that. But I would wear either of those two. The lighter pairs, like this one, like the beige with the green on the toe box,
Hmm.
I don't really think like this one. I feel like it's a little more wearable, like that super yellow, like Yeezy color with a red toe box.
Hmm.
Kind of a little wearable, but
I'm not gonna
it's just
lie, it seems
it's
a little
weird.
lazy.
It definitely does. But to be fair, these, if I'm not mistaken, I think both pairs of these are player exclusive, like styles that they made for what is it, like the Indiana and
Indiana, Miami.
Miami? Yeah,
Hmm.
so like I get it from that perspective, and it's kind of a cool way to
I guess.
incorporate the school's like color into it because obviously like the players are getting tons of these pairs, so it's kind of cool. Like goes with the uniform and stuff like that, but for like a general release, eh. Like I can definitely, it's 100% lazy, but that
I
black and
agree.
red pair I think's the best. I think
And
it's
then we
clean.
have a couple new models as well. We have the Adidas Rivalry High, Fear of God. Um,
It's not
Not a
bad. I'm
fan
not
of
a big
these.
like high top guy, and
They look like
it's
the
already like a
original Yeezys.
really
I can't remember the name of them.
yeah, the 750s maybe
Something like
something like
that.
that.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they're called, but
And then a model that I could see being a lot more popular, strictly because the retail price is 170 and not 250 or
exactly.
220. The Adidas Los Angeles Runner, Fear of God. Now, this model I
I,
could see being the most popular. It's the most wearable. It's got the Fear of God logo. It's a good colorway.
yeah,
I would like a pair of these. These are cool.
same. I requested a pair from my contact at Adidas. I was like, hey, here's a
Request
list of
me a
shoes I
pair,
want to
dude. These are
review.
sick.
Right? I'm like, I he hasn't said anything after he just said like, yeah, we'll let me check with the team and we'll get some out to you. And then he
Fair
DMs me and
enough.
he or texts me. He's like, do you have a pair of the Fear of God ones, like the pair behind me, the ones we were just talking about? And I was like, I do have those, but just the first pair. So maybe send me some more. So I'm like, we'll
Yeah.
see. But fingers crossed. I want to review those because like it's a great entry level Fear of God product, and I mean Nike
Material
had
looks
that
really
too.
solid on them too. Very Fear of God. So
Oh, they are. I've like seen them in hand. Like they're great, but they did the same thing with Nike. Like they had their 3 to 4 silhouettes that were Fear of God, but like entry level Fear of
mhm.
God. But a lot of them went to the outlets because the sizing and like materials were weird. But yeah, these I
this
like a
this
lot.
could be their essentials hoodie of the footwear, in my
A
opinion. This
hundred
could be the
percent.
shoe that a lot of people wear. This like
It's easy.
$170 retail is definitely up there, but if there was a one brand I'd justify it for, Fear of God.
Yeah, just
So
materials are solid. But
yep.
I like it.
All right, let's end with the fun one. I don't know what the hell these are. Adidas is coming out with a shoebox shoe. um, it's literally the Adidas box flipped upside down, cut with like a tongue, and then it's even got laces, and it's just the blue Adidas box, but it's maybe I don't know. These are shoes, I guess.
It's weird because I've seen I think Sneaker News posted that like they seemed pretty certain that this was a April Fool's Day kind of deal.
Yeah, I'm seeing April Fools.
But for it to be that, why would they announce it like so early? And also it's loaded up on the confirmed app. So I'm like,
That's the crazy part. What I'm gonna look on the confirmed app right now. What are they charging for this? Do you have a
I don't
guess?
think it says yet. I don't
Okay.
think it's said yet.
Okay, let's
But
take a guess then.
it because it's hard to tell. I can't tell if it's like just made of shoebox or like what that material is, like it looks just like cardboard. It could be a
So this is the page that they have. Basically, it says the box shoe, blue/cloud white is the colorway. Price upon request. That's what's kind of throwing me for a loop. Is this actually
What does that
legit or
mean?
not? Who's requesting the price?
I'll
The
request
description
it.
they have is blurring the lines between product and packaging. These Adidas shoes are truly out of the box. Funny. The rectangular design takes cues from the original Adidas shoebox. It doesn't take cues from the original. It's the original shoebox. Creating the perfect silhouette for an experimental style. Styling with chunky laces, the sneakers are a statement piece that elevates every look. I don't know what they're talking about. Specifications. Boxy fit is the first thing that they have for specifications.
That's funny.
Chunky lace closure, natural fiber upper, natural fiber lining, it's cardboard, natural fiber outsole, cardboard. Colorway is blue white. Product code AF0104. So it's actually got a product code. That's what's like, this might be legit.
It'd be a cool display piece, and
They
also
can't sell
Steve
these for
Nato would make an
more than
incredible
$50.
video.
Otherwise, they're going to get investigated by the government because that's robbery. It's a box.
That is true.
We got to reach out to
pay?
Kevin Concepts and have him do this, like make one of these. You know what?
That's true.
My dudes, I'm going to shoot him a DM right after this. I'm going to say, you got to make this ASAP.
That would be hilarious.
And make
That'd
a video
be good.
Shoebox Man himself.
Say this is real. What would you pay for this? Assuming, obviously, if any creator were to get these, the video would blow up. So what would you pay to get this?
I would pay two scenarios. One, if I could be the first person to hit up your Adidas contact and get a pair of these. That's what I would
I'm literally about to. Actually, I'm going to text him right now.
Good idea. See if you can get me a pair too. You should honestly just see if they're legit. But if I could be the first person to review them, $200, which sounds crazy. If it was a release on the Confirmed app and everyone gets them at the same time, I cannot make myself pay more than $50. I just couldn't. And that's even crazy to say because it's a shoebox. $20. I mean, my Yeezy pods that I ordered 2 months ago that still haven't shipped, I paid $20 for. It's got to be like a throwaway amount of money because, what are you going to do with this? Is it going to show up in another box? And then...
Oh, that would be so funny.
What if it has box damage? Is that a shoe? Is it then B-grade shoes?
Oh, my God.
I don't know. One wear and
so
these things.
curious.
I would wear test them. That's what I would do.
Man.
Dude,
millions.
if they actually drop, I'm saying it right now, I will wear test them until they fall apart.
That would be so good. I just texted my contact, so we'll see. I was just like, are they legit?
Yeah, fair enough.
If so, what's up? Dude, that'd be so good.
Leave us your thoughts. This is going to be a clip going out ASAP, so leave us your thoughts.
100%. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening. As always, we'll probably catch you next week. Yeah, probably. What do you say? Same time next week?
Why we won't be.
Same time next week. We'll do it. All right. Appreciate it, guys.
Peace.
Peace.